There is a function built into your car right now that costs absolutely nothing to activate. Not a product to buy, not a service to schedule, not an upgrade to pay for. Zero. And the reason you have never used it has nothing to do with your car not having it. Every Toyota, Honda, Mazda, Subaru, and Nissan built in the last 15 years has it. Every single one, fully operational, sitting there waiting. The reason you have never used it is simpler than that. Nobody told you it existed. 2 years ago, a factory engineer from a Japanese automotive plant pulled a mechanic aside at a training seminar in California and spent 20 minutes showing him features built into every Japanese car that almost no Western driver knows exist. Features designed specifically by Japanese engineers to protect your engine, save your battery, and reduce your running costs. None of them cost anything to activate. None of them are in your owner's manual. And not one of them was ever explained to you at the dealership when you picked up your car. That is not an accident. A dealership makes between $180 and $400 per service visit. A significant portion of that revenue comes from problems that these hidden functions were specifically designed to prevent. A battery that dies because you never activated Guardian Mode is a $200 replacement sale. An engine with accelerated cold start wear because nobody showed you the protection protocol is a $3,000 repair down the road. A car burning 12% more fuel than it should because the efficiency coaching system is sitting dormant in your dashboard is $400 a year you will never get back. Japanese automotive engineers built the solutions into your car. The dealership that sold you the car chose not to mention them. In Japan, these functions are standard knowledge. Mechanic forums, owner clubs, and authorized service centers treat them as basic maintenance. Every Japanese driver who cares about their car knows they exist. In Western markets, almost nobody does. Today, that changes. I am going to show you the exact functions that Japanese mechanics activate on every car they service. The ones that cost nothing take 30 seconds, and that the 1% of drivers who know about them use every single day, while the other 99% pay for the problems they prevent. If you have made it this far, you already know more about your car than most drivers on the road. Subscribe and share this with someone who is still paying for problems that a free 30C second-on activation would have prevented. Hit the bell because what I am about to show you is the part of your owner's manual that was deliberately left blank. But stay here because the first function alone could save your battery from dying the next time you leave your car parked for more than a week. And once you activate it, you will never turn it off. Function number 1, Battery Guardian Mode. Here is what is happening to your car right now while it sits in your driveway or parking lot. Every modern Japanese car has dozens of electronic modules that stay partially active even when the engine is off. Keyless entry sensors scanning constantly. Alarm systems running. Climate control memory holding its settings. Infotainment modules staying warm. All of them drawing tiny amounts of power continuously every minute your car is parked. Leave your car for 2 weeks and those tiny draws kill your battery completely. Japanese mechanics know this. It is why every authorized Toyota and Honda service center in Japan activates Battery Guardian Mode as a standard step during every service. It takes 4 seconds. It costs nothing, and it reduces battery drain while parked by up to 60%. Here is how to activate it right now. For Toyota and Lexus models, lock your car with the key fob as normal. Then immediately press the lock button 2 more times quickly. You will hear a different confirmation tone. That tone means Guardian Mode is active. The system has shut down every non-essential electronic module and reduced keyless sensor scanning from continuous to every 15 minutes. For Honda and Acura models, after locking with the fob, hold the lock button for 3 full seconds. The hazard lights will flash twice instead of once. Honda calls this deep sleep mode internally. It has existed in every Honda built since 2015. Your dealership has never mentioned it. For Mazda models, press lock, then within 2 seconds, press lock again and hold for 2 seconds. On models with auto-folding mirrors, the mirrors will fold as confirmation. For Subaru models, press lock once, then unlock once, then lock once more, all within 5 seconds. 3 hazard flashes confirm activation. 4 seconds. Up to 60% less battery drain every time your car sits. Dealership that sold you a replacement battery last year knew this existed. Function number 2, the Cold Start Engine Protection Protocol. This is the function that Japanese factory engineers say saves more engines than any other single feature. Almost nobody in Western markets uses it. Almost every Japanese mechanic activates it as a reflex every single morning. Here's the problem it solves. When you start a cold engine, oil is thick. It takes 20 to 30 seconds for oil pressure to fully build and for lubrication to reach every critical surface. Cam shaft bearings, cylinder walls, valve stems. During those first seconds, there is direct metal-on-metal contact. Every cold start without protection causes measurable wear. Multiply that by 2 starts a day for 10 years, and you understand why Western market engines show significantly more wear at $100,000 mi than their Japanese domestic market counterparts running identical engines. The solution is already built into your car. For Toyota, Honda, and Lexus models, after starting a cold engine, before you shift into gear or touch the accelerator, press and hold the brake pedal firmly for exactly 10 seconds while the engine idles. During those 10 seconds, the engine management system activates cold start protection mode. It increases idle speed to improve oil circulation, adjusts variable valve timing to reduce load on camshaft bearings, and delays accessory loads to let the oil pump build full pressure faster. Toyota's own engineering data shows vehicles where this protocol is consistently used have measurably less camshaft bearing wear at 150,000 mi inspections compared to vehicles that were driven immediately after cold starts. 10 seconds every morning free. The mechanic who charges $800 to replace worn camshaft components on a 90,000 mi engine knows this existed when you bought the car. Function number 3, the hidden diagnostic menu. Every Japanese car has a built-in diagnostic system. Mechanics pay thousands of dollars for the dealer scan tools to access the full version, but there is a basic version you can access yourself for free right now with no tools and no technical knowledge. For Toyota and Lexus models, turn the ignition to on without starting the engine. Press the odometer reset button quickly 5 times in a row. The odometer display shows a series of system codes. All zeros means every monitored system is normal. Any non-zero code means a specific system needs attention before it becomes a warning light, before it becomes an expensive diagnosis, before it becomes a repair bill. For Honda models, turn ignition to on without starting. Hold the odometer reset button for 10 seconds. The display cycles through a self-check of all major systems. For Mazda, turn ignition to second position. Press the odometer trip button 6 times rapidly. For Subaru, turn ignition to on. Hold the odometer reset button while pressing the trip meter toggle 5 times. 30 seconds. No tools, no appointment, no $150 diagnostic fee. The same dealership that charges you $150 to plug in a scan tool and read codes that your car has been storing for free the entire time. Function number 4, the fuel efficiency coaching system. Every modern Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and Subaru has a real-time fuel efficiency system built into the display, hidden several layers deep in the menu that shows you exactly how much fuel your engine is consuming in real time, updated 10 times per second. This is completely different from the standard MPG display that shows you an average. This shows you instantaneous fuel flow in milliliters per second in real time as you drive. For Toyota and Lexus models, press and hold the display button on your steering wheel for 3 seconds while on the fuel economy screen. The display switches to the real-time fuel flow meter. For Honda models with Eco Assist, go to Settings, then Eco Assist Settings, and enable Detailed Coaching. This activates a scoring system that rates every trip on braking smoothness, acceleration efficiency, and speed consistency. Japanese engineers designed these systems specifically to change driving behavior permanently. Testing shows drivers who use the real-time display improved fuel economy by 10 to 15% after just 2 weeks on a car that costs $2,000 a year to fuel. That is $200 to $300 back in your pocket every year forever, from a menu option that has been sitting in your car since the day you bought it. Function number 5, the emergency engine shutoff override. This one is different from the others. This is not about saving money. This is about safety, and it is the function that Toyota addressed in a technical service bulletin after the unintended acceleration incidents, but that most owners never heard about. If your accelerator pedal gets stuck or you need to shut off the engine immediately at any speed, most drivers know that holding the start-stop button for 3 seconds turns off a push-start car. But here is what most drivers do not know. That 3-second method cuts engine power, but it also cuts power steering and power brakes while the car is still moving. There is a safer method. Shift the transmission into neutral, then press the start-stop button once. The engine shuts off immediately, but because you are in neutral, the transmission is disconnected and the car continues rolling under full steering and braking control. You guide the car safely to the side of the road with complete control, then apply the brakes normally. The difference between those two methods could be the difference between a controlled stop and a serious accident. It costs music nothing. It takes 1 second to learn, and it was in a Toyota technical service bulletin that your dealership was required to know about and chose not to explain to you at delivery. These 5 functions were designed by engineers who spent careers thinking about what happens to your car over 10, 15, 20 years of real-world use. They built the solutions in, they made them free, they made them simple. And somewhere between the engineering department in Japan and the delivery bay at your local dealership, the conversation about these functions never happened. Battery drain that cost you $200, engine wear that cost you thousands, diagnostic fees that cost you $150 every time, fuel waste that cost you $300 a year, safety knowledge that could one day cost you everything. All of it preventable, all of it free, all of it sitting in your car right now, fully operational, waiting for the 30 seconds it takes to activate it. Japanese mechanics activate these functions as standard practice. They have for decades in Japan. Knowing these exist is as basic as knowing how to check your oil. In Western markets, the dealership that sold you your car banked on you never finding out. You just found out. If this video opens something for you, subscribe and share it right now. Every share puts this information in front of someone still paying for problems that a free activation would have prevented. Every subscription keeps this channel pulling out what they assumed you would never look for. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside involves the hidden Japanese service protocol that authorized mechanics perform on every car at $30,000 MI in Japan, a procedure that adds $100,000 to engine life, and that Western dealerships have quietly removed from the service checklist because it eliminates 3 of their highest margin repair jobs. If you own any Japanese car built after 2005, you are going to want to see that one before your next service.